guys, DPX here. Today, I'm counting down the top 10 best fighting games of all time. You guys know how much I love fighting games. Hey guys, DPX here. Welcome to another episode of Top 10s. I am your host, Joe Biden, and I will be electing the next president. So old. That's just so old. Anyways, welcome to another top 10 list. Today's top 10 list is going to be a list I actually kind of wanted to do for a while. Top 10 fighting games. These aren't my favorite. It's what I believe, based on critical acclaim and popular opinion, is the best fighting games of all time. If you want my opinion, ask for it. I'll gladly make a video of my top 10 best fighting games of all time, not just my favorite. Of course, these have to be actual fighting games, not like games where you have fights, not just hack and slash games or beat 'em ups, where like in those games they could be categorized as fighting games. They have to be like one-on-one, or maybe like a fighting game like how you see here, Brawl Out, which isn't going to be on the list, but also no one game per franchise. However, I will be including crossovers, and then a franchise that is crossed over, is a part of that crossover, but with their own game. Let's begin. As you can see, this list was very difficult, especially since a game like Killer Instinct is only number 10. This is actually one of the earliest good fighting games brought to home consoles, and though I know it's technically an arcade port, my god is it fun to play. Though believe it or not, I actually did consider its sequel, Killer Instinct Gold, as well as the X-Bone reboot, or remake, or sequel, Killer Instinct. That's just what it's called. No, like, original name, just Killer Instinct. Which those games do have somewhat of a mixed perception, but this game won by far. Killer Instinct is one of the best games on the SNES, and getting Rareware in the process of becoming the huge company they once were was this game. Also, 2 words, Ultra Combo. I've said it all. Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown is sort of a re-release or expansion of Virtua Fighter 5, with some fresh new content and add-ons, but were damn worth it. I don't really know much about this game, but I do know it deserves a spot on this list. Virtua Fighter was a 3D fighter, the first one. I believe it's the first one ever, but I know it's like the first like really big and good one. And it became Sega's Street Fighter, and possibly, in a way, the Saturn Sonic, since it lacked the Saturn lacked a Sonic. That's a topic for another day. This is definitely the best game in the franchise, and a good one to go out with. I say that because it doesn't seem like this franchise is coming back anytime soon. but it's still a really fun game to play. Guilty Gear Xrd is a, once again, very fun game to play and is one of the most recent games in the Guilty Gear franchise. I think. Not 100% sure if it's the most recent game. Publisher Sega, coincidentally also published this game, did a very great job with it since it is very polished and it feels really good when you play it. And has a nice art style as well. Possibly the best art style in the entire series. Not to mention a huge variety of fighters, and you got a game that is a hell of a lot of fun. And yeah, really good. Not much else to say about it. I'm gonna move on.
Soul Calibur II
is an amazing game even by today's standards. By far the best game in the series of Soul Calibur, and for good reason. 1. It gave guest characters to each versions. Xbox had Spawn, PS2 had Heihachi from Tekken, and possibly the best guest character appearance in any fighting game, Link from Legend of Zelda for the GameCube version. Link's inclusion made the GameCube version the best-selling version of the game, and not to mention the game is really fun and totally deserves a spot on this list. I know I said like one as at first, like if I was going to start listing reasons, but that's sort of like the biggest reason why this game stuck out. And it's actually probably one of the best GameCube games as well. It's one of the better selling ones. And it's a lot of fun to play. Now, you know how hard this was if this game isn't even in the top 5. Marvel vs. Ultimate. Can't forget that Ultimate. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 deserves the Ultimate in the name completely, as it is sort of an expansion to Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Fate of Two Worlds, which is good, but lacked a good enough character roster and skins. However, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 fixes that, but still leaves out Mega Man. I know, got X as a skin for 0, but whatever. It was a tough call between this and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I think this is a better game because it's more balanced. However, if you're going to get this game, I recommend you getting the PS4, Xbox One, or Steam versions digitally, since after the release of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, special mention to that, all physical versions of this game went extinct. Sorry, Marvel, but DC barely beats you. Injustice 2 is the most recent game released that is on the list, and it has only come out a few months ago at the time of this recording. It heavily improves upon the first game and has a much better story and content. And believe me when I say this, but the microtransactions are pretty good. That is the gear system I'm talking about. The gear system gave this game a hell of a lot of replay value. So like once you beat the story and unlocked all like the premiere skins and stuff, I still played it for the gear. In fact, There's no way you could have unlocked all the premiere skins that quickly. By the way, the premiere skins are pretty cool, and put that with the 9 DLC characters, the amazing story, and the cool new multiverse mode, and you got one of the best games of 2017. Also, the guest characters range from Mortal Kombat guest characters like Raiden and Sub-Zero to comic book characters like Hellboy, and then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, hell yeah! Tekken VII is a great return to the beloved 3D fighter that I wouldn't say was forgotten, but definitely needed a new game. And we got it. Tekken VII came out in 2015 in Japan, but not in the US until June of this year. I know I just said Injustice 2 was the latest game on the list, but this was out in Japan for 2 years. Anyways, this also has awesome content and awesome bonuses. Not to mention, the online is fun, and I would also call this one of the best games of 2017, but it had been out for 2 years in Japan, and doesn't really qualify that much as a 2017 game. But still, that doesn't mean the game isn't fun. Also, it has guest characters like Akuma from Street Fighter, and Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. This game is definitely the best Tekken game, and the latest one too. Well, as you can see, of course, it's the latest one. Okay, Mortal Kombat was really hard for this list. You see, you got the original Mortal Kombat, you got Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. These are the classics, and they all deserve a spot on the list. But I have to pick one. Let's see, how can I pick all of them without it being cheating? Wait a minute. What's behind this? Wait, what's that tiny thing over there? Even though I'm sure if I put the image of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 back up, you'd still see this. So it's definitely not like I edit it in, and whatever, I'm not gonna be annoying, but what's that? Wait, I gotta zoom in on that and fix the lighting, because it's definitely a picture of a game that I shrunk and changed the lighting of. Wait, let me just do that. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat Trilogy for Nintendo 64 and the original PlayStation. Yeah. Finding the roster of the 3 original Mortal Kombat games, and I think Ultimate as well. Like, this might actually surprise some of you, because I've actually seen a bunch of lists about topics like the best fighting games, and I don't think any of them include Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which is why I'm so unique. And so Mortal Kombat Trilogy is like the combination between the first 3 Mortal Kombat games, and it also gives you the stages of all 3 of them, not just the characters. But like, not only that, it gives you tag team battles like 2-on-2 and 3-on-3, and you could even do 8-player battles. You think Smash was the first game to have 8 players? Think again. This was at the days of the N64 and PS1. Damn. It was hard picking a Mortal Kombat game. Now, I'm sure you can call this one kind of cheating, since it's not really its own game, but it deserves a spot on this list nonetheless. Also, I just mentioned Smash. Speaking of which... Ha! I tricked you into thinking it was Smash for Wii U after bringing up 8-player Smash and then saying, thinking of which, but, Melee and Wii U, that was a close call. I really could not tell between, like, I had no idea. It was such a close call, but at the very end, like, for this, I had to ask people which one, Melee or Smash for Wii U, and they picked Melee, which I kind of expected. Though Smash Wii U is my favorite game. Come on, why can't I just pick a stage? Yeah, by the way, this was played by me a few years ago, which is why the quality looks so bad. Why can't I pick a stage? Okay, there we go. I picked a stage. Why did that take me so long to pick the best stage in the game? But anyways, this game is amazing. I'm doing this unscripted. This one part I'm doing unscripted. I don't need no stupid script for this. But this game is amazing. It's like has a ton of great characters. Though it has many clones. It's one of the most competitive games ever created, and that's what fighting games are for. Competition. In one way. They're kind of for competition. This game is a masterpiece. Do I really need to talk about it anymore? I don't really think I do. What a cop-out. Look, it's a great game. So many... It's like... People are still playing it to this day, and even asking for a remaster on the Switch, which we get. Don't worry. I think it'll happen. It will happen. Before I get to number 1, and it's pretty obvious what it's gonna be now that you probably narrowed it down. When I get there, you gotta take a look at some honorable mentions. Plus, for the honorable mentions, the one game per franchise rule does not apply. So you'll see a few games in the same franchise as other games I've already mentioned. Take a look. Street Fighter II Turbo and Street Fighter II Special Championship Edition is by far the best fighting game of all time. It's Turbo on the Super Nintendo and Championship Edition on the Sega Genesis. This is amazing. My personal favorite game on this list... I just love it. I just completely love it. It's a masterpiece, just like Melee, but this is better. Which is why it placed higher. Duh. And this game revolutionized fighting games. You like fighting games? Just like I do? Wouldn't have them the way you do without this game. This game... I don't even know what to say about this game, because it's almost so too good for words. Ugh. It's hard to imagine that there was even a game that came before this. But with a franchise, with a game, the first game that no one knew about. becomes huge like this, you got some hell of a franchise. Plus, this game was released over and over and over again. It's a sign of how good this game is. Not to mention it was also ported over and over and over again. This game is the best fighting game of all time. Hands down, end of discussion, done. That's it for this video. Be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, and what are your favorite fighting games? Tell me in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!